Hello, my name is Alexis Hunnicutt, and this is my final project on Hattie affects phonics instruction. So the definition for phonics instruction is that it's a way to teach students the letter-sound relationships for reading and spelling. It requires the teaching of sounds for individual letters or group of letters to the students. It also involves teaching students how to blend individual sounds together to make a word. So with this, it's when you start teaching in kindergarten and first grade the that sounds for letters, then create words. So you'll teach them to recognize their letters and then the sounds that correlate with each letter to be able to then build words. How is this implemented? So the main focus is to provide phonics knowledge to the students inside the classroom. To do this, you need to go through the alphabet to teach each individual letter sound to the students and ensure they know them. You also need to start with making sure they can recognize the letters just by seeing them, so knowing that what the letter A looks like and being able to recognize it when shown that letter. And then you'll go into the sound that the letter A makes. It is often taught through direct instruction. So with this, when you're teaching it, typically you're going to just be telling the students the sounds and then having them repeat them to you and working with them constantly to make sure they know them and can gain that knowledge to be able to recognize the letter and then the sound that correlates with that letter. It can be taught through embedded phonics with using decodable text. So once they have some knowledge of the sounds the letters make, then they can start working with decodable text based on their grade level that they can read themselves and start sounding out the letters to make the words that they are reading. So here are some types of phonic instructions. So you have analogy phonics, which is using familiar words to teach unfamiliar words, teaching them to recognize that the rhyme of an unknown word is the same as a known word. So with this, you can use like the word kick. So you have if you know how to say the word kick, then they can use that knowledge to be able to sound out the word stick. Then you have analytic phonics, which is using prior knowledge of letter sounds and known words to pronounce new words. So them taking their knowledge of how to sound out certain letters to be able to pronounce new words. Embedded phonics is teaching phonics skills by using decodable text. So again, giving them a book that is upon grade level and knowledge to be able to try to read and work on sounding out words within that book. Phonics through spelling, showing students how to separate words into phonemes and to choose the letters that go with the phonemes. So this is when they start learning how to take their knowledge of the individual sounds to be able to then write words and spell words. Synthetic phonics is instructing students to directly change letters into sounds or phonemes and then use their blending skills to form words. Why is it a successful strategy? Phonics instruction creates a huge impact on the students' reading abilities within kindergarten and first grade. It helps to provide growth in the students' ability to understand what they are reading. It helps them to be able to read and then remember what they are reading. Systematic phonics instruction is greatly more successful than non-systematic instruction. It also helps to prevent struggles with reading and can help students overcome reading struggles. For it to be the most successful, it should begin in kindergarten and designed age appropriately. Instruction should also be guided towards teaching the alphabet, phonic activities, and listening to stories to help be successful. How would I implement it? When implementing this into the classroom, it is important to make sure that you're doing so in an age-appropriate setting. To begin, you need to make sure that the students can recognize the letters and then begin to teach them their letter sounds. After ensuring they can recognize their letters and sounds, then you'll start teaching them how to blend the sounds together to create words. Then you will begin instructing them to sound out words to read and spell on their own. Here's a couple photos. This tower starts with phonemic awareness, being able to recognize the sounds, and then you move into phonics, and then vocabulary, and then fluency and reading comprehension. And this is an example of when sounding out words, taking the individual letters and separating them. And then here are my references. And then my photo references. Thank you.